Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome once again to the Studio Rats Q&A Live.
Hello.
Number 45. 45 weeks of this rubbish. Welcome along.
It's unbelievable.
It is 8 p.m. BST, British Summer Time. And actually, it's been really rather lovely the last couple of days.
And have you heard, on Monday it's snowing. Down south. How bonkers is that? We've had like 22 degrees yesterday.
It's been beautiful.
Yeah, it's been nice, isn't it? Anyway, hi to both the Johns and David in the house.
Great to have you with us, guys. I'm going to open up the virtual chat. If you want to come on and join us, pitch a question, join us actually in the show, you can do. Use that link. iPhone, iPad. I don't know if it works on Android. Probably.
Yeah,
I would have thought so as well. So yeah,
in the house.
Use that link, join us in the show, and be ready to go live because we can't talk to you backstage, as it were. It's been an interesting week thus far.
Mm-hmm.
What have you been up to so far, Mr. Drew?
Well, I just got to give. Oh, look at this! Look, I got sent a T-shirt from Jesse from Lazy J. He sent me. Look at that! Super cool T-shirt from the coolest man. From the coolest man making the coolest amps.
Well, there you go. You heard it here first. Well, probably not first, but
probably not first.
Very nice. I saw you rocking that earlier on, and I was like, yeah, I like that.
Like that. Nice. Well, I can have a chat with him.
Sort me out.
Yeah.
Medium, please.
Yes. That's
yeah, medium. So what have you been up to other than blagging swag?
What have I been doing? I've been doing some videos for Mr. Scuffham, Mr. Michael Scuffham for Scuffham.
We are in agreement that the Scuffham S-Gear is one of, if not the best sounding and feeling virtual guitar amps.
Yes, absolutely, and it shows you. You do like a video, because I'd never spoken to Mike Scuffham before. You do a video and then they get in contact with you and they say, "Oh, can you do us some little product videos and stuff?" So you do these things and it does lead on to other things. So it's great.
John P, bear with us. We have updates. Bear with us.
We do have updates. Funny enough, John, what we decided to do today, and unknowing what the other was doing, was to phone up Guitar to find out where they were. But yeah, we'll get there.
Hold your horses, as they say in Suffolk, apparently. Yeah. So S-Gear, anything else been going on in your world?
Doing some videos for the channel.
Nice.
Just been obsessing about guitars, about what guitar to get.
We'll come back to that as well. Yeah.
Later on. What else? Yeah, just recovering from my back, which is slowly getting better.
Good.
Which is really good. Oh, and I had my birthday on Monday.
Hooray! Happy birthday.
Thanks. Yeah, 27.
I wish I had a but I haven't.
No. Jesus, it's getting bad. It's getting bad. I can't. You just think how close you get to 50, and it's just. I'm not 50, by the way, but I'm not. I've got a good few years yet. But 50, man. Anyway. Crazy. Cheers, David. Yeah, 47. I was 47 on Monday, so
you don't look a day over 48.
Right, so we've got any questions yet? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, if anyone let us know who's in the house. And I know there's a load of guys commenting, which is really nice. But it'd be nice to know who's about. Who's in the Jesus. Okay, well, shall we? Well, what about yourself? What have you been up to?
So I spent the day today working on a kind of 50s surf track thing.
Nice.
Shall I play a little bit?
Go on, play a little bit. Oh, hold on. Before you do that, what's it for? Just tell him what it's for.
One of my clients in the States, a good friend of mine and Paul's, a chap called Rex Strother, he owns a publishing company and owns the publishing rights to a famous, basically a 50s pop star heartthrob called Al Hazan. And we're basically reworking a load of Al's kind of demos and kind of some of the famous tracks for film and TV placement. and this is one of them. This is the first mix, so do bear with us.
Can I just say, don't do too much of it, because it's for some reason it never
Yes.
comes across the.
Let's see how it goes. And probably for monetary reasons, I shouldn't play any more of that.
Oh, nice. I like that. I like that a lot.
So that was today, and I've been I did a waves video for the channel Monday.
Yeah.
On CLA bass. Just
Can
finishing
I
up.
just ask? The guitar tone. Talk about that guitar tone you just did.
Yep.
What did you use?
Do hold. I will tell you exactly what that guitar tone was. It was actually my 11 rack.
See, right, okay. You've got all this gear, and you're still using the 11 rack.
Yes, because I did this as a client track. So what I do is I will send the output to amp clean as a clean DI. That way, I'm not committing any tones that the client might not like. They've got a clean DI, so they can do what they like. I'm just dialing in something that's a close approximation.
Okay.
Now, sometimes, yes, we go with it and we run with it. But I was using the Lux normal amp, which is basically a Fender Deluxe, with what's that? That's a bit of compression and a bit of delay. To be honest,
input delay or post or pre. Nice, perfect. That's why it sounds authentic.
Yep. And I was using my Strat for the rhythm parts and my Telly for the lead part.
Really? You didn't bring out the old your big jazz boxy thing with the big wibbly wobbly drum.
I couldn't get that kind of that kind of Dick Dale kind of sound.
Right. Interesting.
I couldn't get that. It's too warm and lovely. Although it's got the kind of uber whammy bar on it.
Yeah.
Quite well. I did start with that because I thought that'd be a real sort of proper 60s authentic tone, but it didn't work. So I was using a Strat and a Telly because my Strat has the whammy bar and the Telly just has that proper twang. So yeah, that was quite good fun. That was today. Then messing around with bass parts for another client of mine, British client called Benjamin Bloom. Yeah, been a good week so far. So shall we tell the Neural DSP Quad Cortex update story?
Right. So this is the thing. But before we say anything, so I don't know what James was told, and James doesn't know what I'm told. So I want to see if Guitar are basically giving us some BS, and are just trying to get rid of the people just moaning about why we haven't received our units. Anyway, go on. Do you want to go first?
I'll go first.
Go on.
Okay, so I phoned Guitar with my order number. My order number is from the original £150 deposit I paid back in November. And I thought, in fact, you and I chatted about this the other day. We said it was about time, actually. If you want to spend some money the right side of the end of the financial year, let's pay it all off. So, it's the right side of the accounting year, keeps it all nice and clean, and it means I can spend some more money later on. So I thought, right, I'll phone them, first of all, to get an update, and second of all, to get means to pay this off so it will just arrive when it's ready. Spoke to chap X, and he said, there have been several holdups, haven't there? I think it might be to do with that the boats and the canal. And I went, hang on a minute, mate. The Suez Canal has been shut for a week. We've been waiting for these since November. He didn't think that was very funny. So after some 2 and 8, he said, yeah, they're due in this week, out to you next week. So I then paid my invoice, and it said items in stock 1, shipped with, and will be with you tomorrow.
What?
When I came to pay the invoice, it said items in stock, 1 allocated to you. It will be shipped tomorrow.
What? Okay, do you want to know what I heard?
Go on then.
From the same shop.
Yeah.
And by the way, people, so I didn't know James was going to phone today, and James didn't know that I was going to phone. So I was told end of April, beginning of May. and this is unbelievable. What a terrible company. So that's what I was told. And I said, look, mate, what's the hold up? We were due these in November. And he said, apparently Neural DSP, this is unbelievable. Neural DSP can't get the chips.
It's the thing is that is at least slightly believable because there is a world shortage of silicon at the moment. There are only 2 plants in the world that are making the stuff. Why not Neural put that out as an announcement?
Because it's not true. I don't believe it's true. It's just this is unbelievable. So you're told that
mine's coming tomorrow,
mate. It's not coming tomorrow, but you're told it's going to come next week.
I was told it'll be with them next week. End of this week they'll get it. End of next week I'll get it. Then I get on the sales thing will be delivered tomorrow.
If you get it tomorrow, I'll be.
I'll tell you what. If you get it tomorrow, you can have it.
Thanks, mate. Nice
if I get it tomorrow, you can actually have it.
Great. Okay, we'll do that. That is shocking.
Guitar, finger wagging going on.
Unbelievable.
This is the 21st century, and people talk to each other, and they have the medium of the internet to communicate that they've spoken.
That is shocking. Anyway, look at this. David McQuillan. Hi, Paul. Sent you a couple of plectrums today. I know it's your birthday soon. I will say it's a birthday. Cheers, David. Thanks, mate.
Where's my sticks?
Yes, David's plectrums are ridiculously good. Shall I show some?
Yes.
Oh yes, because they're in my this is my plectrum holder.
The Skull of Destiny.
The Skull of Destiny. Look, this is what David does. He gets. I've got this. I've got a few because they're that good. I did do a video that I'm sure some people have seen. There's hundreds of plectrums in there, and they're all falling out. He does stuff like this. This one is I don't know what that one is. Where's that from? I think that's a Mexican. Yeah, it's a Mexican one.
Oh, the coins.
Mexican coin, yeah. That's the penny.
Nice.
And they're all like different because I don't know what these two, David will be able to tell you what they are, but they're different metals. And they are the coins. They're not plectrums made to look like coins. They're the coins that have been shaped down to plectrums. And let's have a look. Yeah, and you get ones like what's this one? This is a 2 shillings.
Nice.
And they've all got different. What's that?
Is Brian May a shilling or is he a sixpence?
He's a sixpence, I think, isn't he? I don't think he actually uses one that's shaped like a plectrum.
No, it's just a straight.
Yeah. And honestly, guys, so if you're looking to get something that's unique, like sounding, they sound amazing. And I can actually play faster with these plectrums. I know that sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? Because I don't think there's any give in it, and your hand is so rigid, and the weight is so good that it's a joy to play with.
Nice.
The only thing is, if you've got an expensive guitar and your technique isn't great, and you haven't got a scratch plate, yeah, I do worry about the old PRS sometimes without the scratch plate. I'm going to go. But anyway, yes, the Highland Plectrum Company, people, check it out.
Nice. There is more news as well. A little while ago, I don't actually think I have an opinion on this. I think to a certain extent it's political correctness gone mad. The other side of me sees that it's not a word that you should be using in our industry in the 21st century. But hey, I don't care about anyone's opinions. This is statement of fact. The well-known pro audio website Gear Sluts has finally decided on a name change.
But is this so? So do you agree with this, or is this political correctness gone? I guess the word sluts is quite.
The thing is, when you say the word slut in isolation, it has an entirely different set of connotations and overtones than the word gear slut.
It does, yeah, it does. You're right.
Different. It has an entirely different meaning, and from that point of view, I think it is political correctness gone mad. However, just by having the letters SLUT in that order blocks a very useful resource website to a lot of educational establishments.
Of course it does.
So just having those letters in that order will remove, anyone up and coming in the industry from looking at that site on a university machine or a school or college machine. Now, the word slut should not be used in common vernacular, certainly not in a workplace, certainly not in a modern 21st century society, in my opinion. But to say that the word gear slut is instantly, has the same overtones, I think is wrong. It's a vernacular phrase in our industry. I am a gear slut. I'm a gear whore. I'll go even worse. See? But exactly.
That's what they should have changed the name to. Gear whores.
should they have changed their name is not the question. They have changed their name, and they are now going to be Gear Space, which I think takes it back to about 1989.
Yeah.
I think given the Me Too generation, I think they had to change.
Yes, no, I agree. Just going back to the comments. Sorry, change the subject. Steve Bull. I'm not even getting a quad cortex, and I'm fuming about what's happening. Cheers, Steve. You're feeling our pain. You're feeling our pain. Right. So, if anyone's got any questions or wants to come on the show, if anyone wants to come on the show and ask questions live, please do.
Yep, I will post the links again.
Yeah, post the link again.
Just in case it's going out onto YouTube and onto the Facebook. Coming, the more the merrier.
If you want to show us guitars or pedals or whatever you want to show us, just bring it on. Okay, so
your junk.
Yeah, definitely. Right. So there's been a couple of there's been a bit of gear news.
Hello. We have a
next?
We have a victim.
Hey, who's coming on?
Michaeli is joining us once again.
Nice. Hey, Michaeli, how you doing?
Hi.
Are you well?
Sorry, you asked twice. I had to enter.
How you doing? You all right?
All good. You're most welcome.
Yes, I'm fine. I'm fine, thanks. I would like to say hi to 2 young adults vaccinated.
Yeah.
Feeling that arm for me because it was in there, but hey.
it's very, very. I'm happy to hear that because could be the start of normal life again.
Yeah, how's it all going in Italy? How's the vaccination?
Not so quick. Tomorrow, my dad will be vaccinated, and he is almost 80. So we are a bit.
Wow, that's too much. Actually, what in the UK, 80-year-olds
were January, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Last year.
Yes, we are late.
Very rarely do I praise the British government, but they got this one right.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And so I'm here in studio alone for a few weeks now, but it's okay. I'm still working and I'm mixing, and I discover a couple of things for remote for working in remote here in studio.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know yet. The name of the plugins are Audio Mover.
Audio Movers, yeah.
Audio Mover. And the new one I discovered yesterday, Sonobus, Sonobus, and it is free. It's free. Audio mover. It's always cheap, but Sonobus. I don't know how to spell it. It's free and it's very good. Very good. It has also a mixer. You can do things, and it's very good to work remotely in the studio.
Oh, awesome! So what are you doing? You playing clients' mixes and then playing the mixes live, or are you recording? How are you doing this?
Recording, it's not a good thing, I think. But I have the client in Zoom or Skype or something like that, and then I put the plugin on the master bus, and then the client is listening in real time. I play some guitars, play some bass, and I ask, "Do you like it? Do you?" And so on.
Great.
So it's fairly useful.
It's exactly how we were working. We've been working on stuff when Paul's producing me playing drums.
Yes.
We've got a Zoom call, a Skype call open, Pro Tools with audio movers listen to on, and then just remembering which mics to mute and which ones to answer when we're playing back.
Yeah.
Yes, it's quite tricky, but it's useful. But the future will be better, I hope, because after the vaccine, I hope to have people here in studio again.
Yes, we're all very much rooting for that one.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just a couple of things. To explain you that YouTube's is working good. I saw it's the Paul's fault. I saw his video about the plugin, the Dirty Shirley, the Friedman's plugin from Plugin Alliance. The video was great. I tried the plugin. I bought it. Even if I have this, but no, fuck. Oh, sorry. This was.
Hold on. Look at this. Stop buying Ulgin.
Oh, it's a mess. Okay, but
I like stop buying Ulgins. That's good.
So I bought it, and it was good. It is good plugin. It's very well sounding. It's a good plugin. But I thought, it would be so great to have the real amp. but so I managed with this.
Oh, nice. No, do you know what? I'd like to try that. I bet, because I've got the I don't know if you saw the video. I've got the BE pedal, the brown eye pedal.
Yep.
Okay.
And I've got the BE module for Synergy.
For the Synergy. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've got on my pedal boards. I've got the BEOD.
Yes.
That's it. That's what it's called.
Maybe the BE is more aggressive, right?
Oh, that is. I mean, that's it for me. It's too much. That's too much.
Okay.
It's really good. Like if you're a metal guitar player, that is brilliant. It's really great. But I think for my sort of thing, I think the Dirty Shirley would have been a better choice.
I can't dial much higher than this. This is at minimum, but
gain.
Yes, gain at minimum.
Inside though, inside it's got a trim pot.
Yes. I tried that also, but it's fairly aggressive, or even the Dirty Shirley, but it's well sounding. It is a good pedal, and yes.
I used to have the Friedman small box 50 amplifier, and it was such a great for one job. It was the best high gain amp ever. Such a great amp. And every time I played through a Friedman amp, they're just killer amps.
You had that Friedman Strat as well, didn't you?
I've had a few Friedman guitars actually. Yeah, and do you know what? the thing about Friedman guitars are that the tremolos are absolute. I can't say, but they're not. They're terrible because you can hear the tremolo even when you're playing the strings. The tremolo is going ring ring ring. It's just vibrate. and I thought it was just the Strat, so I went, oh, okay, well, I'll get another Friedman guitar with the tremolo. Exactly the same thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe they're vibrating at some certain notes.
Yeah.
So
It's really weird. Like
it's even worse. It's even worse because I have an all Offner bass.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah.
And the bridge is vibrating at some notes. So these notes are so much not loud, but how you say the opposite of loud?
Quiet.
The bass is vibrating in the at when I play A, for instance. The bridge is vibrating. I can hear it. I can feel it. And the A is sounding lower.
Right. Lower
harmonics.
Quieter.
Yeah.
Right.
Because maybe the bridge is absorbing the movement of the string.
That would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah. But that guitar that you're talking about was probably made in the 60s, 70s, or whatever. This is, so you can sort of forgive a vintage instrument, but a guitar that's considered to be like Friedman guitars are mainly for you think of the first, for high gain, more sort of high gain players, more sort of that sort of thing. And you'd think, if you're playing like a high gain tone on a Friedman with a tremolo, or the ones that I had anyway, if the guitar's resonating or something's resonating in the guitar, making a really.
It's not going to work. Yes.
Yeah.
But the amp are very good. Very good.
Yeah. Excellent.
Jeff Shields is suggesting rolled up tubes of Velcro inside the trem springs to get rid of those overtones.
Yes, absolutely. What I did was this, and I'm sure that there is. I changed out the springs first of all, and I bought these expensive springs that are not supposed to be. They're like coated, and they still rang. And then the only way that I could get around it was to get bubble wrap. Like really small bubble wrap, and just wrap it underneath the springs, underneath the middle spring, and it didn't vibrate. But you just think this is like a $2,500, $3,000 guitar. Why am I doing this?
Yeah. Strange.
It is strange. Anyway, we've got some. Gone.
Have we got questions, or there
are some questions?
Second, and last question. Then I'm leaving. Did you ever played the BAE fuzz? The one that the company is the company who is
BAE. BAE, James.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They do the cheese wedge thing, isn't it? That one?
Yeah, it looks like cheese. That's the one. Yeah.
Yes.
I've tried it at shows and thought this is kind of cool, but that was at a trade show. It wasn't really the right environment to really test something. I quite liked it. It was good fun. I don't think it's an everyday fuzz from what I remember.
Can I just Safey in the chat has said that he's tried it, and Brent, Brent James, Brent March, Brent got sent one to do a review on it, and he obviously got to keep it. And he, from what I heard of it, he liked it. He thought it was really good.
Okay.
But Safey, what do you? Here you go. Safey says it is remarkable, very strong, versatile pedal, very traditional but versatile. Cool. Safey knows what he's talking about. Safey's got some.
Okay. Because it's on my wish list, and I was asking for that.
I only have one fuzz pedal, and it's the obvious one, the fuzz face, the Hendrix one.
Okay. I have this. This one
That's
is
exactly what I've
from
got.
the
That's
classic,
exactly what I've got.
Yeah.
That's an old one.
the
Nice
classic
one.
one from the 90s. From the 90s, I was younger. I was
I think they're great. I love a fuzz face for certain things, and the track works so well and works really well on a bass as well. But I just don't understand. If you open that pedal up, the amount of components that are inside it
There
is
aren't any.
nothing, and they've made the pedal like
I know.
this big. It's just crazy, isn't it?
It's well, say I think I said a couple of weeks ago. There are about 3 or 4 different variations of the Dunlop fuzz face, and I'm pretty sure I could fit all the circuitry for all 3 in there, and just have a switch that toggles between that, the Bonamassa, and the Eric Johnson.
Yeah,
They're only
Yes,
it's only
probably.
a couple of components and capacitor values that
Yes,
are slight variation.
The red one is germanium, I think, and the blue one is silicon.
Oh, is it?
Maybe. I think. Yes.
Oh, awesome.
Yes. I like the germanium best. It's more weird because the big muff is it's like a distortion pedal.
Yeah.
But I would like to have a fuzz that has some craziness to do something crazy and stuff like that.
Awesome.
It's also just occurred to me that although in this morning's post about tonight's epic event that is our live Q&A, it appears that Australia hasn't done daylight savings yet, because Stephen James has said, early start today. No, not early start today. Normal start time. It's the whole country's moved in time. We are on daylight savings, so we're now on BST, not GMT. Sorry, that message didn't get through, Stephen. Must try harder.
Did you put GMT or did you put BST? Or did you? Did you? Oh, nice one. Okay, good.
I'm thorough.
Well done, James. Good work.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for coming on.
Okay.
Nice to see you, buddy.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
guys.
Really good to see you, bud.
Thank you, guys. Have a nice day. Have a nice. No,
Yeah,
rest of the day. Take care, buddy. Excellent stuff.
Oh, always nice to have him on.
Yep. Anyone else fancy joining us? Please do use the link that I put a bit further up in the chat, and just dive on in. We'll get you on the show.
Right, let's do some questions. John Partridge says, "What guitar are you getting next?" Well, that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about. So, I'm really keen on getting another PRS.
Okay.
And so I've been doing my research, and someone suggested last week, one of you lot suggested last week, to check out the 509, which I've got my eyes on a 509. But I think I'm going to show it. I'm going to show. Hold on, how do I do this? Hold on. Every time
you share it, and I then allow it.
I share it. Okay. Okay. Here we go.
Oh, mate, look at that. That's guitar porn.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Oh, how semi is it?
Sorry, English joke.
Filth.
So it's semi-hollow. So I think it's just
the upper wing.
The upper bit, yeah. So the unusual thing about this guitar is humbucker, narrow field, which is like a PRS single coil. Yeah. So I don't understand. I'm sure someone in the chat knows better than I do. And that's interesting. On this one, they've done it the wrong way around. Let me just see if I can find So normally, with this pickup, what they've done is that's actually supposed to be around the other way, or the release model, the pickup is around the other way. So the actual pots are this side here. Anyway, but so the switching configurations are these little switches that are switch the humbuckers from humbucker to single coils.
So you got taps on.
Yeah. But the way that PRS do their taps is really clever,
right?
Because they add windings to the single coil, so you don't lose volume when you switch. So it's really, really good. That's what I've been so impressed with the one I've got. So the switching option is in the down position, you get the humbucker or the single coil, depending where you switch. In the second position, you get humbucker and the narrow field.
Yep.
In the middle position, you get both humbuckers.
Mm-hmm.
In the fourth position, you get the narrow field and the humbucker.
Mm-hmm.
And in the last position, obviously, you get the humbucker.
Yeah.
The narrow field you cannot have on its own.
Is that normal? That doesn't sound normal.
No, it's not. It's not. But the reason why I thought that's a really good idea, because on a Strat, the only position that I never use
It's the middle.
It's the middle
Yeah.
position.
You always use a blend, don't you? Oh, I do. I tend to always use a blend of the front.
Yeah. You get the Clapton sound.
Yeah.
You get the Clapton sound, or the John Mayer sound if you want the in between positions. But I either use like the bridge or neck, or the in betweens. I never use the middle. So I thought that could be quite an option.
Interesting.
It looks nice as well, doesn't it?
It looks very nice. Would you go for that color, or would you go with what you've got?
To be honest, I need to find a second-hand one because I can't afford them. I can't afford a new one.
Right.
Far too expensive. And to be honest, that's a great thing. It's a great thing about PRS. If you're looking for a second-hand one, they don't tend to. I think it's changing, but they don't tend to hold their value as much as, say, like a custom shop Strat or something like that.
Hmm.
Shall I? So I'll switch out.
Yep, you're clear.
Oh, nice. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Nice.
That's what I'm thinking at the moment.
So all you have to do now is find one.
Sorry.
All you have to do now is find one.
No. There's a couple secondhand. There's
Right.
a couple secondhand that have popped up, and it's just like, but I'm trying to wait to the end of the tax year just to find how much of a tax bill I've got. Because even though I'm so tempted, and I know that if I don't do it now, they're going to go.
Yep. Right. Let's plow on through these questions.
Okay, Hank Stone. All right, Hank. I spoke to Hank earlier. Paul, meant to comment on your shirt. Almost bought one of those amps. They sound so good. Still might one day. Yeah, great. Really, really good amps. He's got like Jesse, who makes the amps. He's got like he lives really close to me, just like the next village. And yeah. And yeah, he builds these like boutique sort of 6v6 sort of small Fender type of amps.
Nice.
Like really sort of traditional, but amazing tremolos and the reverb. So the reverb and the tremolo just are exceptional in them. And
I'm gonna say exceptionally expensive.
Yeah, they're not cheap. They're definitely not cheap. But
cool.
It's a single guy. He's got a room in his house and he's building them in his house and stuff. It's boutique on a proper boutique level.
Nice.
Just single guy building amps. It's great. Ryan 13, just got an EQ pedal. Where should it go in my chain? In front of the amp, before or after overdrives? In the effects loop, before or after my effects? Really good question.
Great question. I think the answer is it can go several places. It depends on the effect you want it to have.
Absolutely.
Is my honest answer. I would tend to put an EQ probably between compression and distortion. So I can EQ into the distortion before the amp. So not in my loop.
Yeah.
I put it up front.
Yes, I think that's really good. So it depends. To me, it depends what you want to do. If you're using an EQ pedal to compensate for a guitar, so for instance, if you've got like a Strat or a Telly, and your amp is set up for that, and then and also you want to use a Les Paul in the track as well, and your amp's not set up for a Les Paul, pick up the Les Paul and you can switch on the EQ pedal. That's one way of using an EQ pedal. Another way is as a clean boost. So if you're doing that and you've got a compressor, after the compressor, because when you switch on the compressor, actually it depends. If you're using it for the boost, definitely after the compressor.
Yeah.
And some people actually use it the opposite way, which is a volume cut. So they've got the original sound, their full sound with the EQ pedal off.
Yep.
You switch it on, it brings back the gain going into the front of the amp.
Yes. Your hero loves an EQ pedal.
Does he?
Yeah. Massive fan of EQ pedals. It's something I don't have in my arsenal that I probably should, because you can pick up a Boss EQ7 or whatever they're called, G7 for about 60-70 quid, and they're really usable. Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I should get one. It's one of those pedals that, you know, when you've got a bit of money to spend on a pedal, you go, oh, that's a bit boring, isn't it?
Not very exciting, is it?
It's not. It's probably the least exciting pedal, but probably one of the most useful.
But a great way to not only boost your tone, so if you're using it as a boost pedal, but also to be able to shape your lead sound as well live. So if you want it to cut through a bit more, give it a bit more top end and a bit more mid, just to give you some cut.
Yeah. SDR, hello back. John Partridge, I had a Friedman PT20, such a good amp. Yeah, great little amps. Pink Taco, that one. I think all of the names of the amps seem to have slightly dirty or sexual
connotations. Yeah,
I can imagine what a pink taco. That's quite filthy. Brown eye.
Bucks and
grow up.
Bucks and Betty, I like so.
Hank says, is Hank next? Yes. Hank says, I think it's a lot to do with how the guitar wood is treated. I watched a PRS video and they mentioned how incorrect treatment of wood results in strong resonances. Yeah, it's just the build quality, I think, of the PRSs. I've just been absolutely blown away with
I think Hank's referring to the vibrations of the tremolo. That was
sorry, Hank. Of course he was.
But yeah, the wood is so important. I mean, it should go without saying that the wood's fairly important. But everyone assumes as soon as you slap some pickups and some strings on it, the wood makes no difference. Wrong. Thanks for playing. The wood's really important.
Yeah, definitely. Jeff Shields, rolled up tubes of Velcro inside the trem.
Yeah.
Springs to get rid of. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have to put up with it. You shouldn't buy. I'd expect it if I was buying a Squire Strat or something.
Yes.
When you spend a lot of money on a guitar, it's not right. Ryan 13 added some pieces of foam, cut out spring noise in his Jackson with the Floyd Rose. There you go.
Yeah, but say depending on the model of Jackson, it could be a super expensive one or an inexpensive. Yeah. And again, there are certain when you spend, I don't know, 500 quid on a guitar, you accept a certain level of things that you might have to tweak. You might have to change the nut, for example, is the first thing I normally change on a cheaper guitar. Whereas, get rid of the plastic shit and get a nut in there, and jobs are good. But yeah, and then you're messing with the Floyd Rose as well, which is the instant way to get as little contact between the strings and the wood of the guitar instantly, because you're on those two knife edges.
Yeah, it's true. Same with the Wilkinson, like your.
Yeah, but I like my Eggle Wilkinson. It does a thing. I like what it does. That guitar
is you're the one that when you drop the tremolo, it locks it.
Yes,
that was a really good
system.
Really good system that I can't believe hasn't been taken on more, because that's such a great, because you drop the tremolo, the bridge stays firm, so when you're doing like double stop bends, the tremolo going,
when you lift, there's a socket in the back plate, and the tremolo arm is ridiculous. It's like about the butt of the tremolo arm is about that long with a spring on it, and it drops through and locks into a locator pin on the back. When you pick it up, it moves up and it lifts the pin out, so it becomes totally free floating. Then say double stop bends, you let it go, it drops back into place.
That's
and if
brilliant.
it's set up properly, with it's a bit fiddly to set up, because I can do it with that because I know all the tricks. You can get it so if you've got a double stop bend, it will still lock in.
Such a good design. I think if they did like I really like vintage style tremolos with the six screws.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they did one of them, that'd be so good. Okay. So Sophie said he did. That was in reference to the fuzz pedal. Stephen James, morning guys from Brisbane. Hi Stephen.
Good day.
Nice to have you with us. Hank Stone, Callahan makes awesome bridges, blocks, trems. Have you heard of them? I upgraded my Strat years ago. Big difference. Yes, it was Callahan springs that I put in the Friedman. Didn't make any difference.
Wow.
So I think it's something with the guitar. Safety, it's remarkable, very strong and versatile pedal. Oh yeah, that was about the fuzz.
PAE cheese.
David Stockton, I used bog roll shoved in the back and woven through the springs to dampen the springs. I've also used cut up foam letters, children's bath toys.
Got some of those. Do you reckon what letters should I use? What will have least effect on their spelling growing up?
Safety says, Michele, crazy fuzz is, I think it is basically different types of super fuzz. Otherwise, a germanium boost into a silicon fuzz will give you great, crazy, synthy, huge sounds. Awesome.
Ooh, like that.
Rafael Jesus says that's the one that lives rent free in my dreams or in a new studio.
Yeah, the guitar, that was beautiful. Absolutely.
What about feedback problems with the F hole? Stephen, so if it's a semi hollow, something like, I mean, even a 335, it's not, you know, they're not that bad.
I've gigged that a lot and never ever had a problem with it. I mean, my Epiphone, my Sheraton, right. I've gigged that a lot and never had a problem with it, with feedback. No, certainly nothing other than feedback in a really good way, because you can get just in the right place and get a really nice waily tone.
Yeah, I mean, and the PRS is even less routed out than James's, or than a 335. So there won't be any problem with it. If anything, I find that guitars that are like that Gretsch that I've got is such a great sounding, really balanced and bright sounding guitar. It's brilliant. So I'm hoping it's going to be like that.
Cool.
Ryan 13 says, "Lol, my EQ is the Boss G7. Thanks, guys."
That's the one. Thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Boss even made the G7 the most boring color. They did, didn't they? That's what Jeff says.
It's like poo brown, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's not poo brown. It's like it's almost like what's that paint that everyone used to paint on the Magnolia?
It's Magnolia beige, isn't it? Yeah.
That's it. Beige. That's what it is. Michael MC, hey, I've got a new grounded plug for the Spark amps. You can now start making great videos for the amp again. Thank you. Nice one.
There is one problem with that, isn't there, Paul?
No. Yes,
there is.
I got rid of my Spark. I'm not saying that I won't get another one at some point, but at the moment I have no Spark. But James has got one that if I need to make any more videos,
I have got one still.
Yes. Okay. So gear news for the week.
Yes. Anything exciting?
No, it's not a lot. It's really quiet at the moment, isn't it? I think
everyone's waiting for their silicon chips to arrive from China via the Suez Canal.
Yeah, but even like just guitars or just pedals and stuff, it's really, really, really quiet. So, I mean, I'm sure. However, I mean, I'm sure that there's a couple of things that aren't really news.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sharing my screen already? Are you?
I'm not yet, but I will be. I am right now.
Okay, so these are now in the shops, apparently.
The Stomp XL, nice. Yes.
So this is an HX Stomp, which is about as big as that, I guess. And they've added some extra buttons to it, so it's a more versatile Stomp. I don't know why they did it, but I mean, you know, this unit's been out for so long, and still selling well. So I guess,
as long as they've got good cabinet models on it, rather than straight up the cone. But hey, that's
well, you can load impulse responses on it, so that's
okay.
That.
Cool.
Okay, Fender have released the Joe Strummer Esquire.
I saw that and thought that was very cool.
Right. Do you want to know how much the Joe Strummer Esquire is? A one pickup guitar.
It's going to hurt, isn't it?
Well, how much do you think?
Well, it's going to be 4 figures, isn't it?
Go on. How much do you think?
All right, I'll go 1,200 quid.
Hold on. Let me find the price. The price is, you're going to be shocked, is $15,000.
That's quite a lot of money for a one pickup guitar.
I mean, how is that? How?
That's a lot of money.
So it's master built, yeah, absolutely, but that's not worth 15 grand.
I'd want it master built in my house with lessons from the guy who built the thing.
It's not. I mean, that's not right for me. I don't know what Fender are up to there. Yeah. Anyway, there's that. There's the new Origin Effects.
Ooh,
hot rod. Now they did the original pedal of this. There was a big pedal with so many controls on it. It was there might be a picture here of it. No, there's not. Yeah, okay, you can see it there. You see that one?
Yeah.
Like, so many, just like so many controls, and they've cut back. They cut back all the controls. Now, Origin Effects pedals are they're so good. They're just so well built, but you're paying the price, 320 quid.
Yeah. See, I don't get too upset by that anymore.
Right.
Because, I mean, back when I first started playing guitar, a DOD pedal was a good one was 100 quid.
A DOD?
So, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
And that was, that's going back 30 odd years. More than that. God. So I don't get too upset when someone says, "Oh, it's 200-300 quid for a pedal now," especially when you know that they're going to be amazing pedals. The fact that you can get something that's totally usable, like a TC or they're not the pedals they once were, but that's another story. You can get really usable generic pedals like the TC stuff. The Boss stuff is really good. It's all very usable stuff. You start getting into the world of boutique. Yeah, I don't mind when someone says, "Oh, it's 300 quid for a pedal." Doesn't upset me.
Okay.
Or is that just me?
No. I think you're right. I think you're right. It just seems like, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of components that go in Origin Effects pedals, and there's a lot of hard work and research and all that sort of stuff. But like components that go in these pedals, I think there's a lot of these boutique pedal companies that put a high price on pedals because they can, and because they're because people want them. When the components inside them, sure, I'm not saying the skill it takes to build them and all that sort of stuff, but the components inside these things are pretty cheap, aren't they?
Yeah, but when you start getting up to the buzz phrase in electronics is military grade, isn't it?
Yeah.
Military grade components. That stuff is not cheap.
Really?
You start getting up to Weimer capacitors and high end stuff. It's not cheap. Yeah. No. Yes. You could go to Radio Spares, Radio Shack, Tandy, or someone like that, and get 1 million capacitors for about 10 quid. But they're not going to be the quality of what's gone in there.
Okay, that's good to know. Do you want to move on?
Yep, keep going.
So you should know about this. You used to work for the company.
About this. I do know about. I'm glad you said this because I was going to bring it up. I have got my Mark 1.
Yeah.
Hang on. That's not a great shot. I appreciate, but
can people see you? I don't know because all they can see is my screen. So
they can see both of us. See both of us. I've got my Mark 1 here.
I can't see you as.
Can you not see? Oh, of course you can't. Yes.
No, I can't.
The good people at Isotope have brought out the version 2 of their Spire recorder. Very, very cool little thing. I was quite skeptical about these when they first came out.
Yeah,
I got one to do some work on because obviously at the time I was working with Isotope, and I love this thing. It's brilliant, and the version 2 builds on a whole load of tech and a whole load of ideas that are just brilliant for if you don't want to record with a DAW, this is the way forward. To be able to build up tracks really quickly. It's so easy. It's so much fun. I will do a video for us on this. This is the version 1 rather than the version 2, but it's so cool. It's so much fun.
Nice.
And actually, one of the coolest thing about it is the microphone in the front. It is an amazing sounding microphone.
I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that it's supposed to be good.
Really, really good.
Okay, shall I come out? That's literally that's it. I'm afraid.
Not much else going on, but we do have some more stuff appeared in the chat now, which is good.
Where are we? Where are we? Sorry.
We got to.
Where did we get to? Grounded plug. Here we go. Grounded plug. I sent you a long question via Messenger yesterday. Can you address next Q&A?
Oh, did you send it to the Studio Rats Messenger or to one of our directly? Was that from Stephen?
It is from Stephen. Sorry, Steve, we haven't seen that. Did you send it on? If it's Facebook Messenger, for some reason, the Studio Rats, you don't get notified when there's messages. So I have to physically go in and check if I've got messages.
Let's go and
yeah, can you go into the Studio Rats message?
I'm just going to have a look now.
Thanks for letting us know, Stephen. And yes, it will. But your message will be answered, unless James can answer it now.
Oh, I'm just trying to get in there now.
Okay. Well, I'll move on. So John. Okay, John Wallace says, good afternoon, James and Paul from Seattle. Good afternoon, John. Nice to have you with us. Hank said, Collins dropped their new i35 vintage model recently. So beautiful. Collins is nice stuff. Expensive, though. Always expensive.
Okay, Stephen, yes, we have got it. And I will. This is one for next week. It's quite a wordy one.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's one we can answer now, no? Okay.
No, it's quite long. We'll work.
Okay, if it's something that we can send you back personally, or if you think it's better to be answered on the live Q&A, we'll do that next week. But either way, you will be answered good and proper.
Promise.
John Waller. So I'm looking at trading in his 50-watt Mark II katana for the 100-watt Mark II Artist. Have either of you tried the Mark II Artist? No,
I haven't tried the Artist at all.
I haven't tried the Artist, but I think you'll be pleased because the 100-watt, even the 100-watt, the normal 100-watt is quite a big, you get a bigger spec jump. I think you've done the right thing there, and also you get the better speaker in the Artist. Great,
which you probably end up changing for something conventional anyway. But hey,
well, I don't know. I don't know if you got the Wazza speaker. I don't think you would.
Why Wazza? Why Wazza?
Well, it must be some Japanese.
It probably is something to do with samurai and stuff, because obviously katana is the sword and stuff. So, yeah.
All right. Okay, Bruce Brooks, about to pull the trigger but can't make final decision. Your thoughts? Fractal AX8, Line 6 Helix or GT1000, home and studio only, not for live gigging. Don't want to spend the extra for the rack unit. Oof, that's a really good question.
I think bang for buck, it's got to be the GT1000, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. The fractal stuff does sound really good, though. I would say, okay, I've used the Helix and I've used the GT1000 and I've heard the fractal. I haven't actually played through a fractal, but oh gosh, either the GT1000 or the fractal. I would probably lean. I really like the GT1000, but I've heard some amazing tones off of the fractal.
Thing is, I back when, I think it was the AxeFX 2, which was out at the time, when 11 Rack came out. And okay, this is going back a long time now, I know.
Wow, was it that long?
Yeah, but people would say to me, what sounds better, AxeFX or 11 Rack? And I said, they're different. The AxeFX is something that rocket scientists use to program guitar sounds. Mm-hmm. The 11 Rack is something you dial in and you're going within seconds. You don't need a degree in, computer electronics to operate the thing. The fractal is not, from my limited experience, an easy thing to operate. There's quite a learning curve.
I think the AX8 is it's quite scaled back.
Right.
I think it's a lot easier to use than going in the tiny little menus and the hundreds of menus inside the. You're right. That's anything that puts me off. But then the GT1000's like that.
Right.
You have to use, for me, the GT1000, you have to plug into the computer and and edit your tones on that, because it makes it so much easier.
Yeah. Difficult one. Very difficult.
Yeah.
Bruce, have you ABC'd them together? Because that's the only way. You can't go from, say, one shop that's got this one shop that's got that one, and one shop. You need to get the three of them next to each other.
Yeah. The
If
GT1000 feels great.
If you have a friendly shop or a friendly music store who will let you buy it on approval or demo them, so many shops will, or can give you an hour in their demo room just to go through them. That's the only way to decide.
Yeah,
I would.
With the
That's where
we keep talking over each other. Go on.
That's where shops really score. Yes, you might not get as good a price as some of the big box online resellers, but you will get the service. But please don't do what I know so many people do and go and try them in the store and then get their phone out and order it online, because that sucks.
Yeah. Where are we? Jeff Shields, today he ordered a Cat Brian made treble booster. Not cheap, but seeing that Joe Strummer guitar, I don't feel so bad now. I don't know that. That's a Cat treble. Let's have a quick butchers. I'm on it.
I think Dan's got one.
I'm not surprised if Dan has got one, because he's into that. He's really into Brian May, isn't he?
He is.
Treble booster. Let's have a look.
It looks like, when you get it up, I'll put it on screen.
Oh, here we go. Is this the Night Audio Technologies? Is that the one?
That's the one. Is it up?
Oh, look at that. Hold on. Yes, it's up.
That's the one.
Okay. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? I like that. I like the fact it hasn't even got a button on it.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's just permanently on, yeah?
Yeah. I think so. Nice. Whenever anyone starts talking about Brian May, all I hear in my head is
hold on, my Alexa's going off. Alexa, shut up. Here we go.
She does rattle, doesn't she?
Oh, she does. She loves it. Okay, we're back on.
Yeah.
Okay, where are we? John Partridge says, I'm after another PRS and I fancy the 509, but interested in the one you were looking at. Yeah. 509, that's the other one I was looking at as well. I can't make my mind up. I need to try them both out.
I thought you were after 24 originally.
Sorry?
I thought you were after the custom 24 originally, or is that
so? Yeah, that is the other option. That's the other option. But because I like more single coil tones, I'm thinking that the 509 or the 513 as well, and the one the special semi-hollow special, whatever it is. Yeah. Do you know that there was Guitar had a second-hand 513 with a solid Brazilian rosewood neck.
Whoa!
The whole neck was solid Brazilian rosewood, and I was thinking, do you know what? That's probably a good investment.
Just don't try and take it anywhere.
Yeah, you can't take it anywhere.
On a plane.
Okay. John Partridge, that's sweet. I went to go to play McCarthy 594 the other day, basically like playing the piano. It rang out so much. Oh, that's interesting. I've never tried a 594. Oh, I see. Everyone's getting me changing my mind.
Yeah.
No problem, Stephen. John Partridge, Hank Stone. I have a 2016 Custom 22, and it's perfect for home live. Just fancy something different. To be honest, all PRS stuff looks amazing. Yes, it does. Shahar Bar, what's up? You find Fractal FM3 versus Neural QC? You might have to explain that one, Shahar.
Well, I think he wants us to do a review between the Neural when it arrives, if it ever arrives. Mine's coming tomorrow, so I'm told, and the Fractal. I'm guessing that's what that means.
Okay.
The problem with Fractal is they don't want to lend their kit.
Yeah, and John Partridge says, can you get Fractal in the UK? Yes, you can. You have to buy it direct, I think. All Fractal stuff is direct.
Done from Germany, and they will not send out demo kit.
Will they not?
They will not send it out. I was trying for years. I wanted to do an 11 rack, fractal, various other things, sort of shoot out, and they will not send it out. You have to buy it, and then they'll refund you. No.
What?
Yeah, I know. Thingy are like that as well. Prism are like that as well. Prism, as in the high-end A-to-D company, will not send out demo kit. They want a credit card to secure the thing. I'm like, no.
That's crazy, isn't it? That is crazy. Jeff Shields says, I agree, Paul. I've put a Wazza in his Mark II katana, and it's better, sounds clearer and more detailed. Interesting.
Nice.
David Labie says, hey guys, I just sent you a new version of my song Rainbow on Messenger. Oh, nice one. We'll check that out. So that's something I need to do. I need to check the messages on Facebook Messenger on the Studio X group.
Yes.
Hey, this is a good question. Beer question. Which is your favorite porter style English beer?
Oh, a porter. See, porter's very dark. But it's not a stout, is it? Porter's not as...
It's not. It doesn't seem as thick. It's got more flavour than the stout to me, and they're normally stronger.
Oh, do you know? I had a landscaper around doing some work in the garden today, and we both said, wouldn't it be nice now, even if it's only in the garden, just to go out for a pint on a...
Don't you think he was dropping a hint to you? He was like, come on, mate, go and get me a beer.
No, because he said, it wasn't like that. It wasn't. I said, yeah, I'd love to go for a pint now. And then the kids walked in, and I really wanted to go for a pint. Porter.
I couldn't give you any mate.
There is a really good one, and I'm trying to think of the one I like. There was a porter around a couple of Christmases ago called I think it was called Darth Vader, and obviously I had to try it, and it was like rocket fuel. I think it was about 5 point something %. It was like alcoholic treacle, but my god, it was good. So I'm going to go with that one. I think it was called. I'm sure it was called Darth Vader or something like that. I can't remember.
There's a Hobgoblin one that's quite. What's their really dark one? That's almost like a porter.
God, I couldn't tell you. It's been so long since I've been anywhere that sells alcohol.
I want a beer now.
So do I.
Okay, Bruce Brooks. Only a BC. Them on YouTube already have an 11 rack. See Harper. Sorry, only a BC. Them on YouTube already have an 11 rack and an Ampero 100. Only a BC.
BC.
BC. I don't know. You might have to explain that one, Bruce.
It doesn't say only. It says ABC them. ABC them on YouTube only.
Oh, I see. It's only A in lowercase. I see.
Yeah.
I see. Sorry.
ABC them on YouTube only. Yeah, I've done that, and I've tried them at trade shows. But you need to have them next to each other, and there's still a side of me that the difference between an amp and a modeler, let's call it a modeler, be it floor mounted or a rack unit or whatever, I still believe that this came up really with the Synergy modules as well. As different as they all are in circuits and stuff, it's still a guitar amp. It still is a preamp module. It has to do a certain job. I dial them all in the way I like them. They all sound very, very similar because of the way I dial them in and the way I play. So, having all these different amp modelers and stuff, you're going to dial them in to the tone that you like. Now, it then comes down to how quickly did you get there and how much do you like the tone? How much does it suit you? But when you start doing stuff like, you're recreating the tones of John Petrucci or Eric Johnson, or, pick your famous guitar player, there's a certain amount of, then it becomes relevant. But when you're actually creating your own tones and it's becoming part of you, because you're writing your own material and you're putting your own soul into it. I think the differences are very, very small, because it's you're dialing a tone that's you, and you're dialing that in whether you've got pedals and amps or whether you've got modelers and rack units.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And a guitar and a 100 watt too. Yeah. Shahar Bar, I'm not going to read out the question, but I think he means who's worse, who's more of a pain out of Alexa or Siri? I think Alexa.
I think I don't know. See, I don't use Siri that much. I don't use Siri that much. I use Alexa at home because, to be honest, Alexa, because you can't tailor her voice to turn certain people off. So, for example, it's either all or nothing. I can't get Alexa to learn to not listen to the kids, whereas you can with Siri.
Awesome.
There you go.
You see them on YouTube, Radio 11 Rack, Impera, and a Katana 100. Okay, thanks, Bruce. Yeah, nice one. Okay, Andy Johns, can loose poor electrical house wiring cause crackling in my Katana when I crank up the volume? I've run down just about all the other possible causes for the noise. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Definitely.
If you've got strip lighting and single coil guitars, that's the first one. I did a gig once, and we must have spent an hour and a half trying to isolate the guitarist's mains from the building, because every time something changed or there was a fridge on the same loop, it turned out it was the working lights. As soon as they turned the working lights off for the stage, the noise went away. But of course, we spent 2 hours messing around with this while all the working lights were on. So yeah, mains is really, really important, especially for guitar amps. Also check your actual cables as well, your signal cables.
Yeah, I agree. Is there a way to clean it up? Can you get a power conditioner?
Power conditioner will work. What's called a 1-to-1 isolating transformer. So transformers are generally used to step up or step down the voltage. What you want is one that doesn't step up or step down the voltage. It's just a coil of wire and another coil of wire transferring electricity through eddy currents. There's no actual connection, and it's in the connection where you get the interference. So if you break this by having 2 transformers, this is my transformer coils, then you get rid of the isolation, or you get rid of the noise, and hence it's isolated. A good place to find them is if you can find an old telephone exchange being ripped out. BT, as is, have 1-to-1 isolating transformers on all the stacks in a telephone directory, in a telephone exchange.
Do they?
And I had 2. I think I've still got them in the loft. They'll probably go into the new studio.
Oh, nice one.
Great for guitar amps.
Okay. Jeff Shields used to drink mild when he was a student. It was cheaper. Can you even get mild now? Can you even go into a pub and ask for a pint of mild?
Well, you get a bottle of mild, don't you?
Yeah.
You have a.
You mix it. What's it mix?
Was it dark and mild, isn't it? So
it was dark and mild. So that's probably almost like a porter and a mild.
Yeah, dark and mild.
English beer. English beer is great. Okay. Eddie Johns, have you played the Strymon Iridium? How does it compare to the GT1000? So Hank has answered this. I haven't played through the Strymon Iridium. Hank says that he bought and sold a Strymon Iridium. Really loved the Fender tones. Vox is pretty good. I couldn't use the Marshall. I've used UAD Plexi plugin forever, and I didn't think the Iridium compared. Oh, that's interesting.
Because that's funny. That's not my favorite. Sorry, the UAD Plexi is very good. The UAD Fender, not so good, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. Where are we? Didn't Andy said he tried an isolation transformer and it didn't work. Wonder what that could be.
Okay.
Is it just the Katana you're having a problem with? Have you got another guitar amp, or do you know someone with a guitar amp you can try it out? I mean, if you're using high gain, it depends the sort of noise you're getting. If you're getting like a crackle that comes through, that's probably different to mains hum.
Are you using a really old cable, a really old guitar?
That's true as well. That's the other thing. Those cheap cables. Yeah. Some cables aren't what do they call
Shielded.
it? Shielded.
Depending, well, they're all shielded because guitar is just two cables. It's plus and a minus. There's no kind of positive.
But those cables, you can move them. It's go.
Yeah. It's all to do with the way the braid is or isn't wound in a certain way. There's an awful lot of BS around cables, and let's not go there. But I did an article many years ago to start a fight on Production Expert about good quality versus bad quality guitar cables, and you can hear the difference. I don't care what anybody says, you can hear the difference.
Yeah. Okay, where are we? David Labie says, Paul, if you like Scuffum, you should also try ML SoundLab plugins. You don't know if you don't know them already. I don't, and someone else mentioned, it might have been you, David, a few weeks ago. The latest one, CB equals VH4, has been made using new tech and is compared to the Axe effect. Oh, that's interesting. Well, they are. That might be my next video. I love doing this show because people give you ideas for videos, and I need to do another. I tell you what, though, I was quite impressed with the Waves GTR because that's like 30 quid.
Yeah,
$30. It's $30. It's not even £30. And for what you get with it, and also you could use all of those effects, especially the reverbs and the delays, in your as plugins in your mixing as well.
Yeah,
absolutely brilliant for $30. Bargain. Where are we? Yeah, so David, I'll try that out. Definitely try that out. I'll download that tomorrow. Actually, I probably need to write this down.
You do.
I do. For some reason, the messages go.
They do.
Are you right doing the next question? Well, actually, I can't.
Yep. John Partridge, think about changing the pickups in my Duesenberg Bonneville. What PAF style pickups do you guys like? I'm thinking Lola pickups. Well, I've used bare knuckles before, which sound amazing. The bare knuckles that are in my 335, my Sheraton, are incredible.
So I would recommend. Hold on. ML SoundLab. Okay, SoundLab. And what's it called? It's called
CB4 VH4.
Okay, done that tomorrow. So I would recommend Seymour Duncan. What's their PAF ones? Is it the
I don't know.
Seymour UN Duncan? They're the Seth lovers.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would recommend because they're low output, and for me, like a PAF pickup should be low output.
These ones, yeah.
Yes, without a doubt. Yes. So you can't go wrong with them. They're bright. That's the great thing about a PAF pickup, or how PAF pickup should be, is it should be a hot telly. Think of it like that, like the brightness. Oops, I've gone. The brightness of the near enough brightness of a telly. So something that's that attacky, not like you pick up like a Les Paul. I even had like a custom shop Les Paul that's supposed to have decent pickups on it, and the bridge pickup was amazing. The neck pickup was just.
Yeah, I think I'm very lucky with my Les Paul. It's just a really nice sounding guitar. But when I realised I couldn't do it in a semi-acoustic, because that's open heart surgery or keyhole open heart surgery. No thanks.
That's hard work, isn't it?
My guitar tech did it, and that thing sounds amazing. It's
you have your own guitar tech. It's amazing. God, you're just a different level.
He's not my own guitar tech. I do allow him to work for other people.
Oh, that's nice of you. Yeah, Lolas are really good. Lolas are really good, but they're quite expensive. And I think just because the flavor of the flavor of the moment is these little boutique pickup shops, like Lola and what's the one based in in London. Anyway, there's loads about. There's loads about. Don't dismiss some of the bigger companies. You know, something like Seymour Duncan, because Seymour Duncan pickups are always fantastic.
Awesome. Yeah, my
Awesome.
Eggle's got custom wound Seymour Duncans in it. They sound amazing.
Yeah, really, really great pick. Yeah.
Interesting that you said about that thing because I do notice that with my Eggle. When I put the coil taps on, I do get a drop in volume.
Yeah.
Now, I've learned that that's actually what I want most of the time. When I go from one to the other, I do actually want that drop in volume. But yeah, it's because the output on that is so hot.
Right.
You want a clean tone with humbuckers, you have to roll back the volume a bit because you're driving the input to the amp too hard or hard.
Yeah. So what I would do in that case, I'd like to use a guitar like that if the pickups really drop off when you tap them, is you set up your amp for that sound.
Yeah.
And then when like especially if you've got like a lower headroom amp, which is going to crunch on the front end, which is going to drive the front end, and then when you switch back to the humbucker, it drives for your lead sound. It really works.
Which is how I used to gig with it all the time, and everyone used to go, "Wow, you haven't got a volume pedal, but you always seem to know when to boost it right for the solos." I'm like,
great,
yeah,
great, excellent, nice. We get some questions in. It always happens towards the end of the show, doesn't it?
Always.
Where are we? Does the Boss GT100 add value to the Katana Mark II, or should I go straight for the GT1000? So I think they're different technology. The GT1000 is far superior to the GT100. Really worth trying it out, Spiros, if you can.
The old Boss stuff though is really usable still.
It's really good, yeah.
It's really good. I mean, my mate Andy had the GT7, the gold one. A brilliant board. He didn't have an amp on stage, and we all used to go, "This is going to sound terrible," but it always sounded great.
Awesome. Okay, low gain. Oh, so he has it on low gain. Came through on other amps. All new cable. So it does sound like he's got a problem with his wiring. That's really annoying.
Is there any? So here you go. Is there anything else on that circuit? So, for example, are you plugging it into the kitchen, where you also have your fridge, your dishwasher, your microwave, other such things? Generally, a good place to test these things, and again, this is very general. I don't know where you are in the world, Andy. Your upstairs circuit will not be on the same side as the consumer unit as your kitchen.
That's a good test.
Plug in upstairs. That way you'll again, this is very general. This is what I know from having rewired houses and stuff and done my homework. Upstairs is not generally on the same side of the consumer unit if you have a split load consumer unit as the kitchen. That's a good way to isolate. Likewise, sometimes if you have a garage, the garage won't be on the same side as the kitchen because they assume people are going to load. So upstairs, for example, your shower will have its own split. If you have an electric shower, they're quite a high current draw. That will be on the same side as the upstairs stuff, but not on the same side as the kitchen, because obviously your kitchen, if you've got an electric oven and fridges and freezers and things like that, they're all quite high current draw. So test it upstairs. Try that.
Good, yeah, good one. And stupid, it's probably a stupid question, but and I'm sure you're experienced enough to know this, but are you using a Strat? Because obviously Strats are noisy. If you've got a guitar with a humbucker, it bucks the hum, stops the hum, or does it not matter? If you're using a humbucker guitar or a Strat or single coil style guitar.
Have you tried changing the mains cable? If there's a loose pin inside the mains
cable,
cable,
with different amps. He's tried it with different amps.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, but he might have used the same kettle lead.
Might have done.
Could be that.
Okay. Ryan 13. Brilliant question. Compressor pedal always on. Your thoughts? Always. Yeah. If I'm using one, it's always on. Mate, I've got two on my board here. Let me lift it up.
Mind your back.
Ready? Oh yeah, thanks. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Ah.
So these two are, one of them is always on, depending on what guitar I'm using. So if I'm using my PRS, that one is always on because it's a brighter pedal. I've got an EQ on it, so you can boost the top end. If I'm using any other sort of single coil guitar, that one's on.
So what are they? One of them.
So
I know one's a Keeley.
That's the Keeley. It's a Keeley 4 knob, I think it's called. Keeley
Right.
Plus, maybe. Can't remember. And the other one is an exotic SP compressor.
Nice.
Oh, heavy pedal board. Oh, okay.
And you won't see Paul next week because he'll be in hospital.
Yeah, no, the old it's the first, well, not the first, but I had a decent night's sleep last night from the old sciatica. Okay, where did we get to? High quality braided shield cables. Yes. Shahar Bar has given a suggestion. Have you had a chance to try the silent guitar cables? They have a thing near the base which silences the buzzing noises when you put the plug in. Silent plug. I haven't heard of them. I like that.
No. I've tried some crazy. Have you tried the fiber optic cables?
Hold on, a cable with glass in it.
Yeah, fiber optic guitar cables, amazing.
But surely you can't coil it up, I guess. Or can you? Are they quite flexible?
Yeah, it's very, very cool. Very, very cool. It is a totally different experience.
Oh, interesting.
Sadly, they've never got full production. They went on Dragon's Den and did a pitch.
Oh, wow. Peter Jones loves all that sort of stuff.
And it turns out that, in fact, it's a joint friend. Our friend Karen Strumpet,
One
of her friends is the leading light behind this technology. Her and her business partner are light lead.
Oh, interesting. Are they expensive?
More than your average cable, but not thousands.
What, 50 quid?
No, a couple hundred.
Oh, for a guitar cable? No,
yeah, but mate, you've never heard anything like it. Right, keep talking a minute. I need to blow my nose. I've sneezed.
Oh, it'd have to be. Okay, where do we get to? John R242. I have noise problem with an amp, which turned out to be the conductors on the speaker. Oh, that's good point.
Yeah,
the push and fade lugs were loose, so I soldered the wires on, and the noise was cured. A nice one. Good tip.
Yeah, like that.
One, David Olson, evening chaps. Couple of questions. One, how does one become a member of the Rats? And two, Paul still would like to arrange GT1000 one-to-one with you. Okay, to drop you another email. Yeah, sure, David. Yeah, drop me an email. So the Rats is a YouTube thing. I think you click, there's a button somewhere.
There's join on the YouTube channel.
Yes, join or become a member or join members. It's a YouTube thing. You can join, and so yeah, it's always nice when someone joins. It supports it doesn't cost a lot of money, or the first couple of tiers don't, and it's nice to support your favorite Studio Rats
channel thing. Yes. Beer fund. No.
Beer fund.
It all goes to sick animals. They don't know this. I don't know they're sick when I'm betting on them, but
Andy Johns, his current cable does have the silent plug, but it crackles at loud volumes no matter what cable you use. Wow.
That's capacitance. It's very boring, but that is capacitance.
That is boring.
Yep.
Okay. David Labie says, bare knuckle pickups had me change my approach to playing guitar. The articulation and the definition of each note when playing chords is out of this world. Well, look at that. Nice one.
Yep. They're lovely. I like them.
Duncan Pearly Gates are very nice. Yes, they are. I think they're quite low output as well, from what I remember. They're more vintage.
Vintage.
Yeah. John knows his stuff. Jeff Shields, I recommend the Sir Thornbuckers for PAFs. Saved my Les Paul Classic from being sold. It's my number one guitar now. Do you know what? Thornbuckers are brilliant. They are really good. And also, they tap extremely well. So they don't... if you do tap them...
We have a guest.
We have another guest. 9:30.
at 9:30, we have a guest. Please welcome to the channel. I'll let him align his screen. Please welcome Joel Mama.
Mama.
How are you, buddy?
Hey, James. Good to see you, man.
Long time no see and all that.
How do you two
I'm a
know each
man.
other?
We are Nam buddies.
Nam buddies, right?
Yeah. Good to see you from sunny California.
Oh, don't go there. To be honest, today's been really lovely, so I can't complain too much.
The corporate view out the 7th floor here in Irvine, California.
Look, that is not a cloud in the sky.
No, not a
Yeah.
cloud. How are you? How are you, mate? What are you up to?
I'm great. I just upgraded to Lynx Aurora N8 Thunderbolt, and I'm trying to get it all rack mounted in the studio and do some upgrades there and trade for some mics. So it's a good week.
Joey has quite simply. Do you remember that the big pedal board I've got, Paul? The big double deck pedal board. That's where it came from. It came from Joey in California.
Your pedal board
with the G system on it. The big double deck pedal board.
No, I don't think have I seen it?
Yeah, it's been away for a little while because it's just a space, but
I think I've seen it.
Absolutely awesome. Yeah, this man knows his gear. That's all I can say, and certainly guitars and stuff. We've been guitar shopping several times, which is very dangerous.
Yeah, I'm having one together right now, James. It's a Gibson DC special with got vintage 1960s reissue. They're not reissue originals. Paper and oil capacitors and a tone bleed circuit resistor going in it, and it should be done. Having them custom take off the gold Gibson headstock logo, replace it with Mother Berlin. So that should be done in a couple of weeks. I'm excited about that one.
Nice.
And are Gibson doing the jobs, or have you got someone else doing it?
It's a third party who actually was the custom shop for some other manufacturers. I don't know if I want to say online, but he's doing that kind of work. But he is an authorized repairman for Gibson and Rickenbacker and many others.
Ah, that's awesome.
Nice.
Do you think like I know some other countries in the world have it much worse than we do, but you look at prices of guitars in the US, and it's still so much cheaper than even what we have to pay.
Which is why the last few times coming back from NAMM, I've always come back with a guitar.
Yeah.
I have a student who owns a 55-foot yacht in Newport Harbor, and he's been collecting Paul Reed Smiths. He just bought another today. He's got, I think he's up to 9 of them.
9.
Yeah.
Do you know what he bought?
What's that? He bought a McCarty single cut today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Stuff. Yeah,
so,
good to see you, sir.
Along with the corporate gig, are you playing much? Are you still playing?
Yeah, the church. I'm still music director of all the church in there. They never completely shut down because they got approval with their social distancing and things to stay open. So they take temperatures at the door and masks on the way in and out. We have to wear masks when we load in and load out. I've been doing that the whole time. So they've increased to 2 services and actually grown a lot during COVID. And so we're doing 3 services this weekend, and still doing that. And a lot of, odds and ends recording projects through the project studio. And I have a school, G4 Guitar, in Irvine, and they're I have students that I'm doing social distance with, guitar and bass primarily, a little bit of voice too.
When we go out in January, because who knows what's going to happen with Summer NAMM, but I'm hoping we'll be back certainly over for January. The 3 of us must go out because, Joey, I've been meaning to see your studio for about the last how many years I've been coming to NAMM and we've known each other. We have to
so
go
humble. After the studios you've been in, it's just a little project studio. It's humble, very, but it's a double wide corporate cubicle that's sound isolated as best I can, and it's in a beautiful location, and it allows. I do most of my production in the box, so I'm only streaming analog for voices and some strings.
your guitar collection is, is worthy, definitely.
Yeah, we're up to about 35 now.
Oh,
Got some nice stuff now. Yeah, definitely.
No.
Yeah, you should come see them all in one shot. I think you'd love the collection because every one of them is done right and taken all the way through with a jeweler's glass and the whole bit. He does fret work like nobody's business.
wow.
Yeah, they play well, very well. I'm spoiled. You pick up a guitar and there's like no friction on the frets when you're bending and stuff. It's like, wow, why can't they all play like this? It's like it's the way they should come from the factory, but they'd be twice as much money in the UK then, right?
Yeah, at least twice.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah,
Well,
so-
it's nice to catch up, buddy. It's been a very long time, but obviously,
Yeah.
this January was canned for obvious reasons.
Yeah. This is it's actually I haven't minded COVID because I can double down and focus and get everything aligned, get the studio working and all that. And here at Mount, I'm running the AV for all of their large meetings. So we have a WebEx next week that I'm hosting. It's going to be 900 people plus from my house, and I'm just praying that my wireless connection stays running for that. We'll have the CEO opening. So it's been good. It's good to see you. Good. I'll get out of your guys' way and let you carry on. I just wanted to say hi.
Well, great to see you too, buddy. We'll catch up very soon, hopefully.
Yeah, let me know if you come to NAM.
Cheers,
We'll
Joe.
plan
Take
it.
care.
And, if you do come to NAM, plan an extra day, and I can plan a trip for like some whale watching or something. Get out on a boat and go see some blue whales.
Consider that
All
in the diary. Consider that
All right,
in the
good to see you.
January.
All right, good to see you. See you soon.
Take care, buddy.
Right,
Have
bye.
a good one.
So,
Great to catch
Yeah.
up. Right.
yeah, nice. So yes. So going back to the Sir Thornbuckers, brilliant. Really, 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 really good.
Nice.
Great sort of low output, really bright. That I've got them in that Sir Telly that I've got.
Right.
Really good.
Nice.
Fraylin are good boutique pickups. Yes, they are definitely. Jeff Shields, this is amazing. Her old Boss stuff. He's got a Boss ME5. That was around when I first started playing guitar. That was the first processor that I bought when I was about 19. So that shows that's got to be 25, 26 years old now.
I think my first programmable processor was a Korg A4. Plastic thing.
The plastic thing. Yeah. They were terrible.
No, they were. I gigged with that thing for years.
Mate, you try it now. They were so flimsy. They're the flimsiest pedals.
Yep.
I'm surprised you got a gig out of it. Yeah. Right. Thanks for troubleshooting suggestions, James and Paul and chat. I'll give it a try. Anytime, mate. SDR, curious what you guys love for chorus tone. I'm not a massive chorus fan. I think we've had this question before, haven't we?
There's pedals I would love. I'd love the original TC chorus, the mains powered one, as in the Eric Johnson one. What I'm currently using is a TC John Petrucci Dreamscape because it's the most versatile pedal. It's got vibrato and other things in it as well.
Nice.
I like it.
So I don't like chorus pedals, but I do like modulated delay. So if any sort of chorusy sound that I would get would come from a modulated delay.
Yeah,
which I use on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Shep Shepherd had a crackle, couldn't trace, wipe scratch plate with a bounce laundry sheet. It was static build up.
Oh, wow.
Interesting. Nice one, Shep.
See, not only are we shooting the breeze, we're sorting problems, which I like.
Do you reckon Shepherd is also a shepherd? So it'd be Shep Shepherd, the shepherd.
That would be good.
That would be good. That'd be really good.
Be good. But the chances are slim, I think.
Oh, damn. Andy Johns, Shep Shepherd tried that with a telly, didn't work. Get the noise with the humbucker too. Oh, man.
Okay. No idea.
Ryan 13 has a Keeley Plus compressor, best comprise played. Yeah, they're really good actually because you got the mix control and also you got the EQ to boost. If you're using humbuckers, it's great. David Brose, do you ever get computer noise? I've tried ground fixes, but it'll come up in the guitar stand when muted. USB is, for me, can be really noisy.
Yeah. Decent quality USB cables. Again, don't use the ones that come free in the box. They're naff. Even if you upgrade to the Amazon Basics ones, they are better than what comes in the box. Just bear with me on it.
Hold on. A question of the day.
Yeah.
Jeff Shields, have you tried flossing the nerve for your sciatica, Paul? It worked for me. Flossing. What's this? This could be good. I'm going to check that out.
The nerve.
I'm sure it's not. I'm not going to do it on.
Get on camera. No, you're not. Might be an entirely different sort of show.
Yeah, I'll have a look at that. Thanks, Jeff. I'll definitely check that out when we finish. LED bulbs and dimmers. Yeah. Anywhere in my house wreak havoc on the amps. Yeah, they do. They really do.
Dimmers are terrible. Never put a dimmer in a studio.
No.
Actually, that's a lie. The dimmer I'm putting in my new studio is my, band lighting dimmer.
Oh, interesting.
Because they're big, they've got triacs on them, and they use a different sort of dimming. They don't use cheap, shitty resistance-based dimming. They use triac-based dimming, and it's far better, and it works.
Interesting. Okay. Round 13. Are your guitar electronics cavity shielded?
Yes.
Good. Yes.
You can buy, if they're not, they should be, and you can buy copper sticky tape. Effectively,
Nice.
Do it yourself. Yeah, it's copper fronted sticky tape, or a brass or basically metallic sticky tape, and just shield around your cavities.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah, well worth doing.
Tracy Eves, move the conversation to microphones.
At last,
James would love that. Not a lot to talk about in microphones at the moment. There's nothing coming out, mate. We would do if there was. And also if there were questions on microphones, we'd love to talk about microphones.
I could talk about microphones for days.
Unfortunately, he can.
Yes, and will do, given half a chance. So Tracy, throw your questions our way, and we'll do our best. But make it quick, because otherwise we're going to sign off.
Well, I think we sort of are at the end, and we've done our usual. Like we thought we'd only be doing like an hour and a half on this. Sorry, like half an hour on this, and then it ended up being an hour, and now it's 2 hours. So
yes, copper slug tape works. Yes, it's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. That's from David. Yeah, my wife got some to do round the vegetable truck, and I went, "I'll have some of that, please."
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And when they say slug tape, it's not a euphemism or a shortcut. It is tape, because slugs can't slither over copper. It dissolves them.
Does it?
Yeah.
Wow.
You know our vegetable truck in the garden? All the legs have got copper tape round them.
Have they? I'm going to try that round my hostas. They love my hostas.
Yeah. We've covered some topics tonight. We've gone guitars, pedals, beer, and now gardening.
Sluggage.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a privilege, as always, to I'd love to say entertain you in some small way, but who knows? We'll be back next week. It will be episode 46. Where has that year gone? Oh yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Keep your questions coming in. We will do our best to answer those questions that have come in via the social medias and stuff. With a bit of luck, I will have a Neural DSP Quad Cortex, or actually I won't, because if it comes tomorrow, it's going straight to Paul anyway. And
if it turns up, I will grow some hair on my head.
Blimey, you heard it here first. Well, so thanks for joining us. Hope you had a good time too. Keep your questions coming in as always, and we will see you again, same bat time, same bat channel next week. Take care, everyone, and stay safe.